are now entering the podcast studio of Curse Chronicles, episode The Buddy Holly Curse, the day the music died. Welcome to Curse Chronicles, the podcast where we explore history's most chilling curses, mysterious legends, and the darkest stories that haunt our past. I'm your host, Sandra Pink, and today we dive into one of the most intriguing curses of the legend of the Buddy Holly Curse, the day the music died. It's a long-standing theory that suggests an eerie pattern of misfortune and untimely deaths. Our story begins. The Buddy Holly Curse, the rise and fall of rock's most haunting legend. The Buddy Holly Curse is a rock and roll urban legend surrounding the tragic deaths and misfortunes of musicians and people connected to Buddy Holly, the pioneering 1950s rock star whose life was cut short in the infamous Day the Music Died plane crash. The eerie patterns of untimely deaths, accidents, and bad luck involving those associated with Holly has fueled speculations that a curse surrounds his legacy. The rise, Buddy Holly's short but powerful career. Charles Hardin Holly, known professionally as Buddy Holly, was born on September 7, 1936 in Texas. A rock and roll innovator, Holly's style blended country, rhythm and blues, and early rock elements, making him one of the first major stars. The major success 1957-1959. Hits like That'll Be the Day, Peggy Sue, and Rave On skyrocketed him to fame. His band, the Crickets, influenced the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. Holly pioneered the modern rock band setup, 2 guitars, bass, and drums. Despite his meteoric rise, his career would be cut short in one of rock's most tragic accidents. The fall. The day the music died, 1959. On February 3rd, 1959, Buddy Holly, Ritchie Valens, and the Big Bopper, J.P. Richardson, died in a plane crash near Clear Lake, Iowa, while on the Winter Dance Party tour. The fateful flight. Holly chartered a small plane to avoid long bus rides in freezing weather. Valens won a coin toss for a seat on the plane, replacing Waylon Jennings. The plane crashed shortly after takeoff, killing everyone aboard. This tragic event became known as the Day the Music Died, immortalizing in Don McLean's 1971 song American Pie. The Buddy Holly Curse, Strange Deaths and Misfortunes. Number 1, Ritchie Valens, 1959, died in the crash. The 17-year-old La Bamba singer had just begun his career. A coin toss decided his fate. Number 2, the Big Bopper, J.P. Richardson, also perished in the crash. He was sick with the flu and took a seat on the doomed flight. Number 3, Waylon Jennings, 2002, survivor's guilt and illness. Holly's bandmate Waylon Jennings was supposed to be on the plane but gave up his seat to the Big Bopper. His last words to Holly was a joke, "I hope your plane crashes," which haunted him for life. He battled drug addiction and diabetes, leading to the amputation of his foot before his death in 2002. Number 4, Eddie Cochran, 1960, car crash death. Close friend of Holly, 1 year later in 1960, Cochran died in a car accident at the age of 21. Number 5, Gene Vincent, 1971. Tragedy and early death. Survived the car crash that killed Eddie Cochran. Suffered lifelong injuries and died at 36 from alcoholism-related issues. Number 6, Bobby Fuller, 1966. Mysterious death. Best known for I Fought the Law, found dead in his car in 1966 under suspicious circumstances. Some believe it was murder, while others suspect an overdose. Some say he was influenced by Holly's sound and may have been another victim of the curse. Number 7, Ronnie Dawson and the curse's later victims. Ronnie Dawson, a rockabilly singer influenced by Holly, died of cancer in 2003. Many other musicians who idolize Holly have also died young or in tragic accidents. Is the Buddy Holly curse real? Some see the curse as a series of eerie coincidences involving Holly's bandmates, friends, and musical successors. Others believe it's just part of rock and roll's mythology, much like the 27th Club, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Kurt Cobain, etc. Whether real or not, the legend of Buddy Holly's curse keeps his name alive in rock history and paranormal lore. What do you think? Just bad luck or something more? And that brings us to the end of this episode of Curse Chronicles. What do you think? Is the Buddy Holly curse the day the music died real or just a coincidence? Let me know your thoughts by reaching out on all social media or leaving a comment. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Remember, stay curious, and as always, beware of curses from the past.